Hey, this is AZ Yu-Gi-Oh! Village back at it. What's it been, like 4 or 5 years since I've uploaded a last video? Don't quote me on that. I don't even check my own YouTube channel. But, so after many years of not playing, I finally went back to playing. Technically a year ago, but then COVID hit, so then I couldn't play. Not at least face to face. So I spent the last year playing online, and I didn't create really anything that I really wanted to. So this is Watts. This is 2021 Watts with toolbox components thrown into it. This is built on a budget. I am missing some things. I'm only showing the main deck and the extra deck because the side deck wasn't really utilized at locals yesterday. The locals yesterday I played at was the first one I played at in like 5 years, so it was good to get that off my back. Went X1. So yeah, I mean, the deck kind of just plays to make Utopia with Watt Draft to make sure that my opponent can't activate effects, and to really give him a choice between which one of those two cards to have to negate, because if Giraffe goes through, then I have enough damage to win the game. So I'm gonna go through the main deck. It's 40 cards. Again, it's on my budget. I'm trying to think what else I'm missing for the deck. I think I'm missing Crackdowns for the main deck, and then I'm missing a Zeus for the extra deck, and then the deck will be good for my standpoint. So main deck first. So for the Watts, I play 3 Cobras, and then I play 2 Giraffes and a Pheasant. So here are your direct attackers. Obviously, Cobra searches the deck. I also play 3 other Watt cards that I'll show. But for the direct attacks, I play 3 Cobras, 2 Giraffes, and a Pheasant. Pheasant's pretty good right now because there's a lot of Exceeds running around. So this still banishes face-up monsters and lets a lot of the other monsters that can't attack directly to go through. Giraffe is for the stun, and then 3 Cobra is very essential to get to the other key pieces of the deck. I also play a Lemur, a Dragonfly, and a Watt Fox. The format's really slow right now, and since destruction's really rampant, these cards get their effects when they're destroyed by card effect as well. Fox basically does what Giraffe does. When it's destroyed by battle or card effect, it stuns the board. My opponent can't even special summon as well on top of that, or activate spells, traps, or monster effects. Dragonfly lets me get to any of the other monsters I need to if it's destroyed. And then Lemur is a threatening roar for the next turn. So that lets me get another turn into deeper into the game. And then so that's all the Watt monsters. And then I play triple Ash, double Veiler for hand traps. And then I guess I'd also play Honest too for the last hand trap as well. Since everything is light for the most part. I think like everything in the main deck is light except for 1 card that I go into regularly. Alright, I play 2 Thunder Seahorse. And then I play 2 Bro Hunters because they let you search anything in the deck when you need it. And then you can Seahorse into Bro Hunter to get to Cobra, or Bro Hunter to Seahorse to get to Cobras. So you're always gaining advantage that way. And it's a light rank 4 that you can use Watt Train behind. And then Honest protects it, obviously. Has a lot more synergy than I thought it would. It's like a Stratos to the deck. So that's always good. And then 1 Diana, the Light Spirit. So this is a really interesting card that I found out about like about a year and a half ago. It's a level 4 Thunder monster apparently. So you can special summon it by banishing a light monster from your graveyard, which is like the whole deck basically. So it's really easy to get out, and you can search it through Bro Hunter. So you can get an XC played there, an XYZ play there, or a Link play there. And then on your opponent's end phase, you gain 1,000. And then the last monster I play is the Pankratops. This really came into use yesterday, being able to just get a free monster on board. I was able to make Utopia double with Watt Giraffe and this. So there was the choices of what he had to negate were really limited, because basically at the end of it, this was able to attack still, even if he was able to survive. But the ability to attack then destroy, so good. And then it's just a problematic card on its own. So yeah. And then for spells, I played Double Train. So this is the card that got me back into the game. And yes, I only played 2 of them because I think by the time I get to the second one, I have enough cards to generate my Utopia double play. And then with everything else being basically a Thunder in the deck for the most part, you should always have targets to be able to go off, even if it's just 1 for 1. But there are moments where you have like 3 Watts and then you get another train and then you get 3 more cards. So I wanted to play as many different Watts as I could to make sure that Watt train was viable. But yeah, I really like 2. It works out from my standpoint. I played 2 Duality. I don't like any of the other pot cards because Desires makes me waste resources, and Extravagance makes me waste XYZs that I could, or extra deck monsters I could use later in the game. And then Duality, because I can't afford Disparity at the moment. But Duality basically does the same thing. You still see through your cards, and even though you can't special summon, you can keep the field aggressively on your side by searching key pieces. Regeki, because I can't afford a Lightning Storm. And behind a Watt Draft, it's potent. Avarice, Recycling Battery. This is really good when you have another Watt Train in the grave, so it makes more of your, you can special summon more of your Watts. Harpy's Feather Duster, and a Double or Nothing for the Utopia combo. And then traps, I play like 12 traps. I actually have 10 traps, miscounted. I basically play the No of Yu-Gi-Oh! So for this deck, I have 3 Solemn Strikes, 3 Solemn Judgments, a Warning, and then the last 3 traps are Imperial Order, Torrential Tribute, and a Watt Cancel. So if you don't know what Watt Cancel does, it's basically a Solemn Warning. I can search it off train, and when my opponent normal or special summons, I can send a Watt monster from my hand to the graveyard and negate the summoning, and it's a counter. So that's very important. And then these traps obviously make sure that the game stands to benefit me. So 40 cards for the main deck, and then the extra deck is 15. So I have a Watt Chimera here. Watt Chimera. I actually made this yesterday. I was playing against the Maju Banish deck, and he wasted a lot of his resources. He was down to a card in hand, and I made this. So he got himself up to like 16,000 life points, but because of this, he wasn't able to draw any new resources. So it took me a while, but I got there because of this card. Predaplant, this Predaplant, Draco Planet, or Plania, I don't know how to pronounce this, but I have Super Poly for Dragoon, and that's the only reason why it's in there. I never made it. The only links I play are Bujin, Ahasima, Nightmare Griffin, and then Nightmare Cerebus, monster removal, like great second abilities for the special summon monsters, especially late game. And then this lets me get rid of more spell and traps, also late game, because all my monsters are level 4, so they're able to make other XYZs that benefit me, and then the ability to destroy spells and traps, especially after like Watt Draft's already attacked, is really good because that diminishes more advantage for my opponent. Alright, and then I play Deltaros and a Diamond because I can make this, and then this is really good, obviously, against any of your Chaos, against any Chaos decks and against Eldritch, because they can't put any monsters back into the deck. So, I mean, it's surprisingly easy to make this. I play the Utopia lineup for double, and then Lightning, obviously, just in case. There's Dragoon, Dweller, Exciton Knight, Tsukiyomi, Castel, Tornado Dragon. So these are really good to go into after make this. So you make this, do this, and then you get rid of multiple cards at the same time. Or this if they're playing really this card right here, if they're playing really aggressively on spells and traps, or this one if they're playing off like one monster that they really have to play off of. and then this obviously spawn traps really good to get rid of. So yeah, that's what I have right now. I would probably take out the Exciton Knight in favor of a Zeus, and then in favor of an access code talker, I'd probably get rid of the Cerebus. Actually, I'd probably get rid of the Chimera. I only played the Chimera just for the event today or yesterday, but overall, this deck's really fun to play. The eyes that you get just playing it, like, oh, like a deck that attacks directly and then small monsters, but then like in 2 turns you have Utopia double, and then so basically what you're really trying to do is with your traps, you're trying to minimize as many monsters that your opponent makes, because a lot of my opponents tended to overextend, and then you judgment or strike them, and then they lose multiple monsters, and then they're left with nothing. And so that's the point of the traps, was to minimize as many monsters on the board, get rid of the more problematic monsters, and then cards like Judgment to ensure that your Utopia double goes through all the way. But if you have any questions, or if you want to badmouth the deck, please leave your comments down below. I'm happy to be back. I have no idea when I'll be uploading more videos, because this was just a trial and error to see if I can get back into this. But I'm hoping that in due time, I will be doing more for you guys. So thank you so much for watching this time, and I will catch you guys later.